So, what documents should we keep and for how long? It's the end of the year. You kind of want to start to clean out your closet of all your papers, and what should we be keeping and for how long?
Yeah, we got this question early, so we were able to kind of grab something right off of our website,
Hmm.
which is kind of nice. So I'll share that here. So you can go to our website here, Retirement Capital Strategies, and you can see, this nice little visual here. So there's 2 pages of this. It's all one page on the
Yeah,
website,
it
but
kind of got
just
chopped in half.
yeah, just to make it so we can see it. But you want to keep all of your sales receipts until your warranty or the return expires,
Yeah,
right? So that's a good one. On a 1 month basis, you keep your ATM printouts, and then you can throw them out once you've done your checkbook balancing
yeah. If you
stuff.
still, you can just compare it to your probably to your web portal now at this point.
Yeah, yeah,
But if you use a checkbook, you keep it for the month.
yeah. That's right. So then 1 year, you want to keep pay stubs, your quarterly investment statements, utility bills, canceled checks, credit card receipts, and bank statements. And then we've got some little caveats there. You'd keep the
Anything you need for
yeah,
taxes.
anything you need for tax that has a tax consequence for 3 years. And then once you get your annual statement, you can compare your quarterly statements to the annual, and then you can toss those and keep
Yeah.
the annual, right? And so that's up to a year. And then 3 years, you want to keep your income tax return, your medical bills, and canceled insurance policies, records of selling a house, selling stocks, receipts, canceled checks, and other documents that support your income or deductions for your tax return, right?
Yeah.
And then your annual investment statements.
Yeah, basically anything you're going to use for tax returns. The IRS is going to look at 3 years in the back as long as you're not fraudulent for your return. So they're just there to support your documentation.
Yeah. And in 7 years, you want any satisfied loans that you've paid off, keep those for 7 years so you can prove that. And then as long as you own these, or as long as they're active, you should keep these documents.
Yeah.
They're pretty obvious, contracts, insurance documents, stock certificates, property records, stock records, records of pensions and retirement plans, property tax records, and home improvement records, right?
Yeah, home improvement you can keep as long as you own the property in case it adjusts your cost basis.
That's right.
So say you added addition to your house and it added the value, but also added to the cost. You want to keep that for the duration of your ownership.
Yeah, that makes great sense. And once you're out of there, probably keep them for a few years after,
Yeah,
just
for
in
your
case
taxes.
there's
Yep.
maybe that 3 year period, so that you can, if the IRS happens to come back and look again too. So, and then keep forever, marriage license, birth certificates, wills, adoption papers, death certificates, records of paid mortgages. So I get asked this question quite often on some of our client strategy sessions, because they're kind of accumulating a lot of different papers, not just, from us, but just from life.
Yeah.
And, how do I keep those? And, you live long enough, you only have so much storage space.
Yeah.
And
Stuff has to go after a while.
yeah, you have to figure out, okay, what do I keep and not keep? And it's one of the more exciting things you do in your life is sit down and go through your file cabinets and figure out how to clean them up. But, unfortunately, we all end up doing stuff like that, or we'll be buried in paper. So good question. There's a great resource here, that you can take a look at as you start to sort through your filing cabinet, so to speak, and, what to keep and what not to keep. And even by category here, because I would be holding these by these categories, at
Yeah.
least in terms of if I have a physical paper, I want to put those in folders. If it's digital, I want to put them in the same folders, but on a digital
Yeah.
basis. My house information or whatever it might be, put it all in one spot so you're not having to dig through the whole thing when you need it.
Yeah, and I'll put a link to this in the description, so if you ever need to grab it, it'll be easy.
Good.